welcome back to the greatest cooking show on the internet. Macro Monday again, guys. We're going to stick with our theme and we're going to use the crock pot again. I got a lot of stuff going on today. And by a lot of stuff, I mean I'm really not doing anything, but I don't feel like cooking. So we're going to just put it in the crock pot so then I don't have to worry about it. We're going to do a chicken pot pie style meal here. The nice thing about this is we can control some of the fats and the carbs, but instead of using like a pie crust like you usually would where it's all inside, you just basically have all the ingredients and then you make some biscuits and put it over the top. So again, we're going to be doing this as easy as possible. I have frozen vegetables, stuff like that, and honestly I don't know how the macros are going to turn out on this. A lot of these recipes I just take and modify slightly from the internet, take out some of the stuff that you don't really need on there and are super calorically dense and just kind of make it work. But I don't know what the macros are on most of these recipes until I actually cook it. So we'll go ahead and cook that and I'll show you what you're going to need here. Okay, so we got 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breast there. We have these diced hash browns that we're going to use for the potatoes. Just frozen peas, carrots, celery and onion, cream of chicken soup, and the biscuits. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to just throw all this in the crock pot. The chicken just goes right on top. And then once you're about ready to eat it, you'll start your biscuits, make those, and then pull the chicken out. And I like my chicken like I like my body, super shredded. So you'll shred the chicken and then just throw it all on top of the biscuits. Okay, now for the nutritional part. As always, what we're going to be talking about today is if it fits your macros or flexible dieting and what that means. So last week we talked about, obviously someone doesn't agree with how I diet, I guess. See? Do you see this? Do you see this? They don't like what I'm doing. Nobody likes what I'm doing because it works and people don't understand why it works and they are mad because they stick to their crappy diets of just chicken and rice like we were talking about last week. Excuse me. Is there a reason that you don't like the way I diet? Is there a reason, ma'am? Can I interview you? Is there a reason, ma'am? Is there a reason? Oh, silent now, huh? Not such a big shot after the explanation, are you? Not such a big shot, huh? Oh, you're shy now? Oh, you're shy now? Yeah, okay. Okay, ma'am. So, flexible dieting or macros, or if it fits your macros, what does that actually mean? It means you can eat all the bad diet foods and still lose weight, which is what people generally are like, oh, if you want to gain weight, just eat, pizza, stuff like that, and you'll gain weight. Well, yeah, but even when you're dieting down, trying to lose weight, you can have all these things. Now, how is that even possible? How does that work? So, everything has the nutritional value, right? Protein, fat, carbs. Your body can't actually tell the difference between fat from pizza or fat from steak. fat is fat, carbs are carbs, protein is protein. So now, with that being said, generally the good foods, or the bad foods rather, that you can't have while on a diet, they're generally either super high in carbs, super high in fat, stuff like that, which is why you can't have them or have a big serving of them, because people can't control how much they eat. They just keep going, and that's what puts you way over one of your macros and calorically, and that's why people say that it doesn't work. It's because you can't have large portions of a lot of these things. So let's take a macro profile, for example. So how I do my macros is 225 grams of carbs, 175 grams of protein, and 60 grams of fat a day. That comes out to roughly 2,140, 2,150 calories total. So if I want pizza, I know that the cheese is high fat, the carbs are going to be high because of the bread, and then the meat, if I get like a pepperoni or pepperoni and sausage or something like that, is going to be also higher in fat and lower in protein because there's just not that much of it. So I know that if I choose to eat that, my fats are going to be used up very quickly and a lot of my carbs are going to get used up. So you just look at the nutrition facts and go, okay, one slice is 20 grams of fat, which is generally about how much it usually is. 20 grams of fat, 40 grams of carbs, and 5 protein, and it would be a little higher than 5 protein. It'd be more like something like 18 or 20 because of the protein in the cheese. So right there, I used up one slice from like Domino's or something like that. I'll use up a third of my fat in a day. A third of the fat in just that one thing. So yeah, the rest of the day I'm gonna have to be careful and eat some lower fat meats to get my protein up, right? The chicken and the lean ground turkey and stuff like that. So people think that these are like extreme diets where the whole goal is to like see how much like crappy food or high calorically dense foods you can fit into your diet in a day, and that's the thing. It's not. It's just an easy way to balance your life, so then you can eat out with friends. All you need to do is try to find a restaurant that has a nutrition facts online, and then you know the macros. Then you can pick and choose what you get so you can still live your life and not have to use Tupperware. That's why these diets work, is because it gives you a better mental space and you can do it forever. I could flexible diet forever. How many of you guys out there have actually done like the typical like bro diet or what they tell you to eat of, oh, just, you know, chicken and fish, and then you can choose between veg like asparagus or rice or something like that, and it's boring, right? You can only do that for so long before you want to blow your head off and then jump into an incinerator. So people usually fail with those diets. They fail with them because it's not maintainable. You can't sustain that. Some people can, sure, but it sucks, right? And yeah, you could eat more volume, bigger amounts of food with, you know, the typical low calorie things that they eat in lower diets, and you can use those things in your flexible dieting if you feel like you're not getting enough volume. You still feel hungry. You've ate all your calories or very close to all your calories, but you still feel hungry, like just not full. Then you can use things to help get more volume, right? So that's kind of a basic rundown of what flexible dieting is and if it fits your macros. You know, we're gonna keep going with this stuff, and now we're getting into the good stuff, and you know, that's why I'm doing these videos, right? That's why I love doing these nutrition videos, because I have utilized flexible dieting for my entire cut. So I did 8 months. That was, yeah, it was working, but not as good because I was still eating too much. And then I got to a point where I had cut all my carbs out completely, and was eating like 1,700 calories and still wasn't losing weight. So then I bumped back up and made some adjustments and added carbs in rather than having super high fat. Again, going back to yesterday, go back and watch the video. You'll see what I'm talking about with, you know, how everybody's bodies are different and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to put my experiences out to you guys, so then hopefully you can cut those 8 months out. If you can cut those 8 months out and you can lose, you know, the weight in, you know, 8 months total rather than 16, 17 months like I have done so far because I fell into that pitfall, then that's all I really want to do. So we're going to pull the food out here, and then we will go over what the macros are on the meal that I just cooked.
I'm just about to put it on and see what not very much.
Okay, so that's it there. We'll go over the macros now. So we're going to, only for the soup, okay, just or for the chicken pot pie, like the topping. And as you can see, we got the biscuits there, and you just put the biscuits down, put that over the top. But for 50 grams of the topping, 6.5 grams of protein, 1.4 grams of fat, 2.7 grams of carbs there. So pretty good. Higher on the protein. It's still fairly low on fat and carbs, and you could totally just eat that by itself. But if you want to add the biscuits on, that's where you're going to get the higher fats are going to start to come in, and you're also going to bounce your carbs up. But the nice part is that's controllable. If you want to eat 1 or half or 2 or 3, depending on what your macros are, all that kind of stuff, that's up to you. So it's a little bit more customizable for what you want to do. So if you wanted to add 1 biscuit, it's 6 fat, 26 carbs, and 3 protein. So you could adjust that to whatever you needed there. So that's it, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. And comment below with what you guys want to see. Do you guys like seeing like the easy like crock pot stuff that you just throw in there and you can just leave it and then just kind of come back later after letting it be in there all day? Or do you want to see something that takes more preparation and, you know, more extravagant fine dining meals, if you will, compared to just the, you know, put a bunch of ingredients in a crock pot, let it cook, and it's done? So like, subscribe, comment on what you guys want to see, and we'll see you guys next time.